Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are talking about the Russia and Ukraine war, the war that's changed Europe's future, the war that's changed world geopolitics, and the biggest war in Europe after World War II. Let's see what's happening over there. Russia invaded Ukraine at 24 February 2022. It's been almost more than 3 years. The war has been continuously there. If you see right now, Ukraine is losing. Ukraine is losing almost 25% of its homeland, its motherland, towards Russia because almost the four oblasts was controlled by Russia. If you see Zaporizhia, Kherson, Luhansk, and Donetsk was almost controlled by Russia, and if you see Crimea, it was already controlled by Russia from 2014. So why this war started? The war started because of, I think, the Zelensky and Ukrainian Western, I mean the funded politician who started this war just for them, because if the war started they get more money so they can corrupt more money. This is the first reason, okay? The second reason is like the Russia, they don't want that Ukraine to be a part of, I mean the member of NATO, because that will be the totally threat for Russia. From Estonia to Ukraine, every country is a NATO country, so it will be the biggest threat for Russia motherland to survive. That's the another reason that Putin don't wanna, have Ukraine on a NATO. They wanna have a neutral position for Ukraine, so they can be guarantee for both NATO and Ukraine. Even the Putin said this on a Minsk agreement that no more military, I mean mobilization, and no more, I mean NATO membership in Minsk. And the Ukraine said no, we're going to go NATO, and this is the result what happening right now. But in my views and in my point, if you see what happening, like during the break of Soviet Union, the Gorbachev said to the George S.W. Bush, the biggest guy in 1988, he said he wanna break the Berlin Wall, but you have to make sure that the NATO doesn't come 1 inches further than, I mean, Eastern Germany. They said okay, but even within the 6 years they take Poland and any other country into a NATO membership. If you see right now, in 1995 and 1996, during a Clinton time, they make sure that the Poland and others like can come and join to NATO because of their boat and others thing. After they take every Eastern Bloc Soviet influenced country into NATO, then the Vladimir Putin, the president of Russia, totally understand that what the NATO wants from Russia. They totally want to break Russia and get control by Western power, like same like Ukraine. So the Vladimir Putin did like, no, we gotta invade Ukraine, and he invaded, and he didn't just invade Ukraine. Right now he controls more than 12 trillion wealth in Ukraine. The four oblasts that control Russia, I mean that's take after the war, the Russia is going to take these four oblasts because they're not going to give back to Ukraine, because over there on these four oblasts the majority of population is ethnic Russian. Like, the Russian used to live there, and the Ukrainian used to kill ethnic Russian so they can move over there. This the one second reason why Putin started war too, because the Ukrainian government, they used to kill and they used to betray the ethnic Russian who used to live eastern, I mean Ukraine, near the Russian border. That's why he's in a paper. Putin said that that's not a war, that's just a military operation, I mean special military operation, because he wanna protect his ethnic Russian in eastern Ukraine, so he went to war. That's the Putin reason in a paper, but that's not totally right what she said, because of NATO too he went war on the Ukraine. If you see right now, like in a recent year, even the Vladimir Putin, they even gave a, like, they make a peace agreement that doesn't work. They did everything to prevent war that doesn't work, because the Ukrainian president, any president who came in power in a Ukraine, because that was a bullshit. Nobody wanna make a peace deal with Putin, because they all are influenced with the Western power. They think that if Putin attack Ukraine, everybody going to come and help them. But no, nobody come and help them. That is the biggest war in Europe after World War II. Imagine how Ukraine is getting betrayed by their own allies. So I don't know what's going to happen, because if you see, like what the Trump said to Zelensky, Zelensky doesn't have a card because the Russian is capturing and moving forward day by day, and the Ukraine is just defending. You can't win a war if you are defending your nation, or if you are just in a defensive position. You gotta go and counter attack to make sure that you win the war. You just can't defend your position and can you go win, because that's not going to happen. You have to be on a counter position to win the war, not on a defensive position. And right now, Ukraine in a defensive position, and they can win the war. Whatever, how long? If they take a long time, they lose more territory. If they make a peace right now, they lose a less territory. So this is the things what Donald Trump wanna said, like So Donald Trump don't wanna like make sure that nobody dies after the war or during the war. Almost 2 million people die from both sides. One from Russia, 1 million from Ukraine. So I hope this war going to end soon. Whatever happen in future, we're going to take cover on it. So hope you guys like this video. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Thank you.